Well, hey guys, here I have this Infiniti JX35. I'm not sure what year it is yet, I'll tell you in just a second. But I wanted to bring this to you guys because it's something different in the used car market that I don't usually get. That's obnoxious, and so's that I don't usually get the opportunity to film. So I thought, while I had an opportunity, I would go ahead and check one out. So this is a 2013 JX35, as according to this sticker right here. And this one just so happens to be unlocked because it's a smart key, and this dealership doesn't quite get the smart key fact, but I'm okay with that. But anyways, we'll go ahead and jump inside. This one is in silver exterior with a black leather interior. So all you have to do is just push the button. 2 beeps indicates locking. 1 beep indicates unlocking. Now, getting inside the JX, one of the things I just now noticed is how absolutely heavy the doors are. These feel as solid as bank vaults. Very easy step-in height because this is a crossover SUV or whatever you want to call it. And then to start the engine, put your foot on the brake and hit the engine start button. And what you're hearing is Nissan's VQ35 V6, 3.5 liter V6. Operated through a continuously variable automatic transmission with a manual shift mode, which I'm not really sure how many gears it simulates, but it is a CVT. Steering feels very nice and light. Steering wheel is leather wrapped with mild side bolstering grip extensions, nothing crazy because this isn't really a sporting enthused SUV. Here you have Infiniti standard, Infiniti/Nissan standard display. This one does not have navigation. There would be a map or a nav button here, but there's not. So Econ, this one says 18.6 miles to the gallon. Really not that bad for such a big SUV. Sorry about that, a motorcycle went by. As for interior material, starting with the dashboard, all of this is hard plastic, which I find very, very cheap on Infiniti's part. Only the areas you see kind of outlined right here. You can see those areas right there. They're a little bit outlined, and these are soft touch. And the soft touch continues all the way down here and down here as well. And there's a leather stitch section right here. But this basically comes straight off of the Nissan Pathfinder, which I find incredibly cheap. But that's just me. Some people are like, oh, well, you never touch there. Well, yes, but I'm also paying $50,000 for what's basically a Nissan Pathfinder, so give me some premium features, please. We'll go ahead and rev it up a couple times. It does sound pretty good. It doesn't have that exhaust note like a lot of Infinitis do, but this isn't really what this car is for. Here's your light and indicator controls, and here's your wiper controls. You can see they work just fine. They are kind of like lopsided or something. That's just weird. And it appears as if the blade, yeah, I don't think the passenger side blade is long enough because there's a humongous area over here where it doesn't cover. No auto dimming rear view mirror on this one. Wow. Really, Infiniti? That's, you can see you just have your standard dimming switch there. I think that's pretty cheap. That should have been included. Coming up, you have a sunglass storage area, sunroof controls, interior lighting controls right here. Visors feel pretty substantial. They're not really flimsy or anything. You have a mirror and vanity light. Same thing with the driver's side. On the driver's side, you have a card holder right here. Coming down, like I said, you have your standard screen, and there's your hazard controls and all your climate controls on this top band with temperature here. This one has heated seats but no cooled seats. You have a sport and a normal and an eco and a snow mode for the transmission, so that's cool. But one thing that's kind of weird, when you put it in this mode, it says STD on the dashboard, which is a little weird. Speaking of the dashboard, you have typical Infiniti gauges, very nice and very easy to read. I really like how they look. Like I said, steering feels pretty good. I'm not going to be able to do a stereo demo because of YouTube copyright issues. Power liftgate controls, traction control off. Here's your headlight leveling. There's your power door controls right there. Door materials, soft touch on the top with a wood grain section here, accented in aluminum trim. Door handles, I believe they're plastic. They don't really feel sturdy enough to be aluminum, but surrounded by a plastic accenting piece. Stitched leather portion here, stitched leather armrest, and then everything down below is hard touch. But you do get a cup holder and a tiny little storage area there, so you could put maybe like a wallet or something in there, whatever you wanted to do. Cruise control is here, and when you close the door, a little JX pops up on the dashboard, so that's kind of cool. Let me see if I can figure this screen out, and apparently I can't because I'm an idiot, but whatever. Moving over to the glove box. Glove box is damped, and it's absolutely massive. It goes way deeper than I could ever reach from the driver's seat. Here's your wheel lock. Moving down to the center console, like I said, there's your CVT controller. It works. I'm just not a CVT fan, but that's my personal opinion. 12-volt power outlet down here. Cup holders. Here's the Infiniti smart key. I call it an egg because it just looks like an egg to me. Like I said, heated seats, and then your transmission control. Center console is padded. Opening it up reveals a little storage tray here lined in felt. So if you wanted to keep like your phone in there or something, you could. And then opening it up again reveals another deeper felt center with AV inputs. Let's see. Aux, USB there, and a 12-volt power outlet. I don't believe this car has an aux plug. Seats, they're actually very comfortable. They're very supportive. I have the seat relatively where I would like it to drive. I haven't really messed with it though. And it's supportive. The backrest is very nice, and the bottom bolsters keep you held in pretty well, which is one thing that our QX did not do. You just kind of felt like a roly-poly in the seats, but I don't really get that with this car. So go ahead and shut it down. Actually, I'll leave it running because the air's on and it feels nice. So hopefully nobody walks up, because that would be awkward. Let's see. We'll move around to the back seat. Coming around to the back seat, typical Nissan Pathfinder stuff. You have this huge plastic chunk here, which is a door sill, and then you have an Infiniti metal plate right there. There's your recline function, and I believe, yeah, that's how you fold it down. And then to fold it back up, you just lift it, and then pull this right here, and it'll fold forward, and the seat can slide forward like so to gain very easy access to the third row, which I'll go ahead and go over now since I have access already. So first thing you have to do is pull up these awkwardly massive headrests. And this seat is not all the way back, and as you can tell, I am quite cramped back here. I'm about 5'11", 5'11 and a half-ish. So I'm pretty cramped back here. I can get 1 foot under the seat, but I can't. Oh yeah, sort of. But I would not want to stay back here for very long. Interior materials back here. Everything is one giant hunk of hard plastic, but it sounds pretty substantial. And you get a nice air vent right here, which feels pretty good on a day like today. And then you have like this random cutout in the door. I don't know what that's for. You have your seatbelt holders right here. There's a speaker, and then part of your exterior funky rear styling that the JX kind of made a statement with. And let me fold myself out of this back seat, and I'll go into the second row. My stars. Oh. Actually, let me shut the engine down because there is somebody watching, and that's awkward. So coming into the second row, this seat is actually all the way up, and I could live back here if I had to, but I'd prefer the seat to be all the way back like this. One thing I'm noticing, the floor is a little bit high. My knees are kind of up in the air and there's not a lot of thigh support, but this is a crossover, so you do lose some interior comfort. Here's your rear air vents, rear air controls, as well as another 12-volt power outlet, dual map pockets on both seats. So you have 4 map pockets total. Seats back here, fairly comfortable. Nothing to write home about for sure, but they work. And like I said, here's your recline function, which reclining it does make it a little bit more comfortable. There's your sunroof right there, which is rather tiny. I'm assuming a panoramic roof is an option. This one seems to be more of a basic model. But I do like this, like, kind of gray piping around the seat. So, that's kind of cool. But, we'll go ahead and do a walk around on the outside. As you can see, here's this, like, awkward swoosh that the JX made a statement with when it was released. Personally, let's see the wheels on this one, 235 65 R18, so they're gray finished 18-inch rims. Personally, I think the front end looks very nice, very stately, but yet very simple at the same time. So it's not bad. And you do have HID headlights, and I don't know if these are LED accented or not. I haven't seen one of these on the road in a long time, so I don't remember. And here is the exterior mirrors. They are heated. This one doesn't have bliss or anything like that, blind spot information system. But here's my problem with the JX, is the back end. I just cannot get over, like, it's just not there. It needs to have more of a pronounced rear bumper. The taillights need to be bigger. It's just kind of, like, they did really well with the first half of the car, and then with the back half, they're like, yeah, whatever. We'll just do this. So, I don't really like the back end that much. Opening up the rear end, that didn't sound right. Opening up the tailgate, you have metal protected skid plates right here, and then you have a little storage bin down there, which is actually quite nice. And then the lid for that is damped as well. You have 4 cargo tie downs right here. And to fold the third row seat, all you have to do, lower those awkward headrests and push it down, and you get a flat load floor, which is very nice. And it is a pretty big load floor. And I'll add the power specs into the description, so because I'm not completely familiar with what the actual power specs are. But anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this tour on this 2013 Infiniti JX35, and thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.